Not the best team in the world, back to the airport, back to Rio Central, and on a flight back to Europe. Will Navi join that list? Or will they be able to once again be in contention for this trophy here at the Major? Navi are going to have to make a sweep all the way through the Legend stage if they want to do so. I'm here with Harry. We're here on Ancient. This is going to be a banger.
Hell yeah, you knew it was going to make an appearance in this series, right? You could just guarantee it was going to come up. But in a way, that could be quite liberating for Navi. And who knows, they can try use that to their advantage. I think they're going to need to have done their homework here.
Quick exec over that A site.
Oh, Simple's got the dualies boosted up. Bit also lying in wait. Back of the site, it's the dualies to open up. Scenarii dead and Bit helping out. This is a lovely opener from Simple. He's going to hit the ground running. Dual Beretta's taking heads off. The hat trick already. And it might be about to get sweeter. Juan Flatro waiting around outside of main. Going nowhere fast.
That's a good start for Navi, especially on a map that BNE have made their mainstay, have made their best in the pool. I mean, it's such a good map that Faze literally banned it to allow for their insta-ban to come through. We all saw what that meant yesterday and how much that hurt them in that elimination game, in that 0-3 matchup. But it's Simple to start strong. 4 off of the dualies. He will find that pistol. Good shutdown on the A site. And, you know, BNE on this map, we're going to see a lot of A takes, right? Especially since the changes of that temple side that allowed a little more room to get that bomb down and to set up in post plants for T sides. But, yeah, you know, as this map evolves, you definitely don't see as many B hits as you usually do. So Navi are already prepared for that somewhat.
All right, force in for the Bad News Eagles.
Yeah.
Tech-9s are plenty. Deagle for Regon. And Util fast up the B ramp into this fast B play. Perfecto now realizes just how up-tempo this one is.
Ouch.
And it's Simple knocked out first. GXX going to find him. Through the smoke comes some Young. Oh my god. Regon's going to get spammed out. There's a lot of cave players here for Navi, and Electronic holding on to this cave wrap. Only good for the first one. Flatro finds him. There's still 2 in the cave, but Juan Flatro's just playing for time here, wasting a lot of it, right? Some Young is to go back and clear him out. And this leaves half the time ticked off that bomb already. Navi have got to move quickly here, and thankfully they will close upon this B site. Coming in big with the retake versus that force by there.
Yeah, that's a good stabilization for Navi. This is a team on the other side that's going to thrive in the chaos, right? They're called Pug Stars yesterday by Chad and Alex, and certainly not wrong with how these guys came to notoriety in these back-to-back major performances. And yeah, they thrive in the chaos. We saw it on Mirage yesterday and all those overtime affairs. The desk were talking about it as well. Mahone mentioning these underpass drops coming through for the BNE side. So a very aggressive second round. They get a bomb down, they cause some damage, but Navi stabilizes set and put them back on pistols.
Yeah, still, they've been able to throw money into this round. That does make it a little more interesting, having this armor behind the pistols once more. That's on the back of getting the bomb down. However, this time the results not close to the successes they were able to find to open up that last force buy. This partial gotten off to a bit of a dire opener with Scenarii and Juan Flatro both dead. There is a response raining out from Regon. But as to whether or not you're ready for Electronic, who's playing as this second man, this kind of bait and switch setup over towards Cave, you'll have to wait and see. It's moving in to reinforce this, and this is a lovely little crossfire between the two of them.
Oh, Synopsy snuck in, so he makes it into the cave. There's a gap in the smoke, and Electronic's waiting. That bomb goes tumbling onto his feet. He won't hold on to it. 2 on 4. He knows there's no way they're going to make it inside of the B site with that bomb. And so this is actually a really smart call for Electronic to disallow this round from getting out of control. No way they can grab his rifle at this range. He should be able to get the kills, but that's a banging deagle for GXX. Bit still flanking. They never knew he had that mid-info earlier, but they have conceded a lot of room. And right now, Navi think it's A. It's a red flank. Bit will clear it, and he'll catch the top mid. Good save for Navi for a moment. That looks scary, thanks to GXX, but back under the rug.
Yeah, if anything, you know, you're very, very happy that they made the decision to go red, right? Because if they ended up going through Donut, they had that open route in towards A, and my goodness, we didn't catch that kill. We caught it from the other perspective, but seeing it on the replay, Regon actually digging through the head of his teammate to make that happen. Crazy way for the round to start. And there was definitely legs on it. But in the end, Navi do get it over the line. Now 3-0 up. And these Eagles going to come in with their first rifle round here.
Specific flashes set on the A site. B&E ready to pop out. That's a pop. Synopsy drops Young. It's actually mid flashes coming through. B&E being methodical. Get that molly in the cubby. There's no one here for Navi right now. Simple's AWPing towards Cave. Synopsy has a 1v1 in the bomb site. If he wins this, the whole round goes into disarray, and he's called for timing. He's told his team to wait, but that smoke out will cause problems. He can now no longer activate. It's up to his team in middle to make moves happen, and they don't know where this AWP lies. Double donut, Regon crosses through, wins his fight. 10 health traded. Electronic gives up mid though, so that does allow for a red flank, but they're going back to B. Pass Simple, missed shot. Perfecto saves him for now.
Yeah, but now you know that both these players are in Cave. You know that right now you've got them trapped. And so Synopsy goes moving into B. Full knowledge on these Navi guys in this, well, I was going to say 3v3, now down to the 2v2 with this plant happening. And these Eagles have a little bit of time to get set up in these post plants, right? There is this kind of constant pressure from Cave. But Perfecto won't look to go too soon. He's going to wait for Electronic to move in, clear some of these long angles. Now Perfecto feels a little more free here, right? Oh, Electronic knocked out of the round, and Perfecto swinging, wins that first fight, but cannot take it any further. Bad News Eagles going to get on the board here and now in their first rifle round.
Yeah, sooner rather than later. Nice rotate out. They get all that mid space, but as soon as they find out Electronics back towards Donut, the B side looks a lot more tempting. Synopsy, as said earlier, was set up to move up ramp, and I love that space taken as soon as Navi are spotted double Cave. He just moves in. Simple tries to smoke his way out. That smoke probably wasn't what he wanted. It landed on the molly and bloomed early, gave a big gap for Synopsy to exploit, and Simple gets caught with his first AWP. It's now gifted to GXX. Navi don't have that luxury. 2 rifles in this round, going to force them to play close positions. This is one Electronic that always gets cleared. If you tuck in that close cubby in middle, B&E are not going to fall for it. They were wrecking Spirit in that spot in this BO1 the other day. They still lost a game, but that was off the back of Spirit's incredible T side. And a rarity considering B&E's CT success in Rio so far. Nice spam. Drops the bottom of the boost. Flatro got to be careful as well. Synopsy getting swung by an SMG, and even though he has the weapon advantage, this MP9 can churn through you. Young makes the right call, smokes it off, stays alive, buys time. A minute on the clock. B&E once again breaking into middle.
Yeah, smoking off top red, mollying out the cubby. This is a lot of ownership gain, but my word, Simple. Just a bit of chance spam through the smoke. Finds his way into this 5v3. GXX posted with the AWP, was hoping to get a donut fight, but eventually has to concede the angle. Bad News Eagles going back over here towards the lane.
It's cooked.
Rise set on a B play, I guess. That's really, you know, what they feel like they're left with here. No real estate anywhere else. And if they do play into this site, they're going into an even odds bout, even with the smoke landing at long and short to cut off these angles. You can throw a boost up here if you're Navi, and they're going to do exactly that. Electronic, the bottom half of the boost tucked in at the corner. There's still a man in the sight. Perfecto blowing out, but they're not ready for Young. There's that interplay between the Navi defense, and they run him down and close it.
He lost his gun. He threw his MP9 to grab an AK, couldn't find one, had to resort to the pistol whip. And whip he will. 10 lashes to the back of B&E in the B site, and 3 kills for Young. Beautiful shutdown. That was already a bit of a rough round, but what a clear onto Perfecto off the top of the boost. Even he's shocked by that one. That should have been a guaranteed kill. Instead, it's shut down by the anchor man, and B&E cannot get a grip on the T side yet. We know that CT sides are the best, without a doubt. But even so, this is Navi we're talking about. We're not going to get much room for error. Bit denies that first man out A, and with these Deagles, B&E just look for picks.
Yeah, flashing their way over out into middle. But this double donut setup, man, Electronic, he's He's had some reads in this one to open up. Credit where credit's due.
Nice.
This Navi defense has looked very, very solid, and it's frequently, included players just in the right place at the right time. Feels like Electronics got a great read on the game right now.
Yeah.
And that's going to be problematic for the Bad News Eagles.
They've had a lot of chances to take mid and take real estate there, but they've been very scared of it. They've been very cautious in middle, and a lot of the setups for Navi have not been towards red, which is such a common spot to smoke off, but in fact more double donut setups. Right there again, Electronic side by side in donut, and BNE can't really break through that just yet.
And I mean, here's something the Bad News Eagles are going to have to, they're going to have to learn, / we're going to have to see how they adapt to, and that's that as you kind of gain notoriety for a map in your pool, teams really start looking at it. They, Navi knew they were going to face you here on H. They knew this was going to come through.
Yeah, and I think that's the most interesting part, because it depends how you think about it, right? On one side it was Faze going, wow, this is a great map for them, we're not going to touch it. Well, Navi find a trifle with you on a map they've not had success on really since Antwerp. One win back at Cologne over Faze, but otherwise this map has not gone their way. Yet still they feel confident. And I think they have to. When Faze is eliminated like that, that really is a reality check for a team like Navi coming into a game like this. We have to win it, they say. Rigon, oh, he's got room, he's got timing. Bit's got no idea, but Rigon doesn't want to jump the gun.
Oh, and you've kind of held it so long now that you're just assuming it's clear. Yeah, Bit will be the one to win that. It was kind of on a razor's edge, but he's the one to tip the scales in favor of Navi. Now this orb from CT, it's Simple raining out, dropping that bomb.
There it is.
Continuing the fight, wanting even more out of this round. Young dead, but there's the trade from Bit. Simple coming alive.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we want, right? Like, as fun as it is to see this story of BNE, coming through and 3-0ing in the challenges and taking down the world's best, and imagine the miracle run that they could, mount to take down Navi and maybe even go through to Legends in that, in Champions in that 2-2 game. This is Navi. They need to win. We need more of the best teams in the world in the playoffs. And it's already a shock that FaZe were down 0-2. It's already a shock that Vitality and Navi came in cold to the Legends stage as well. Not only that, but now spots are open. Cloud9 licking their lips at the prospect of a major win. Liquid in the conversation more than ever before. And Navi absolutely must make it there as well. 6-1 lead, not a bad start.
Yeah, you kind of hope that the fact this has been a shockingly mid-tournament for Simple thus far maybe ignites a bit of a fire underneath the guy, right? At least by his standards, he sets them very, very high.
That Vitality game was great, at least. Dropped 40 kills alongside Dupree, but yeah, certainly the other ones, Navi giving up big leads in both their BO1s.
And, I got to say, to open up this one, he's had a lot of impact.
Yeah.
So, certainly boding well.
Those were his first orb kills last round, I think, so just getting started.
Young, they are all here, buddy. That A1S, good for the double, but it was always going to run shy of the ammo. Simple in the right place at the right time. Strikes first, and then second. Hell, why not go for the hat-trick? There we are, nice. Simple. K belongs to this guy as Navi go up 7-1.
All right, crowd's waking up, and you know who they're cheering for right now. It's hard to not cheer for the world's best, and I think even that is in the conversation at this major more than ever before. Simple has had a struggling year, again, by his standards, as you say, and comparatively to ZywOo, who has just been calmly dominating in every match he's played.
Oh, out in the midst of the net. Oh, that's a gnarly nade. This mid play, kind of wild that Scenari's gotten here, but Navi look aware. They're going to chase him down. And things go from bad to worse. The one kind of saving grace was that maybe Scenari getting so deep could have come as a bit of a surprise to Navi. But all it did was leave him on an island. The mid flash has wrecked everybody, but in the end, Navi are the ones to see it through. Up in the 5v2, Bad News Eagles. This one, it's a non-starter of a round. These always feel the roughest. Ooh, you're already looking at this saying, like, yeah, we can't win it. This one's done. GXX. Oh. It's a double. Bomb retrieved. All right, trying to make us believe. Up and in the lane. There is this man in cave. Orb of Simple posted in the donut as well. Nails the shot.
God damn, 13-2, Harry. This is a beautiful start to the day for Simple. He's woken up on the right side of bed, and that's where he's sending BNE right now. I do want to cast your mind back, to that Liquid game. Navi, BO1, 12-3, CT side on Ancient. They lost that game 16-14. So, while we're not there yet, we're certainly not there yet. It's CT has just been so powerful this major, man. So many teams have been making massive comebacks. Cloud9 have been one, and Navi have been at the behest of that themselves. So I think in a game like this, when BNE have proven that they will not go down without a fight, they will not give up, you can never really count them out, especially on their best map. But Navi are looking lights out, and with Simple performing like this, you'd like to think there's no way back in. But Navi can't think like that. That can be your undoing. Got to take every round.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Bad News Eagles do make this more competitive. I really, as psyched as I am to see Navi step it up and return into form, I also think, like, Bad News Eagles knocked out Faze the other day. If they now just get, steamrolled in this one, it's like, ooh, was the sacrifice worth it? Perfecto. Gonna lock GXX out of the round early. That hero AK now entrusted to Juan Flatro. Flash gonna try and get Simple off the angle. It will force him back. You've at least taken Cave away.
Yeah, it's a bit more room, but Young's retaken some, and he's caught Synopsy lining up the nades. Bomb indeed, Harry. Now they've got to go back with this gun. Flatro's got to find this kill, and really Navi's triple Bs have been solid. Simple knocks out Regon, 2v5, and they're double facing ramp. They've got Simple covering their behind. 30 seconds. Boost up's a nice idea, but I don't think you can double kill this. You're surely going to get traded. At worst case, it's an instant death. Scenario gone as well, and BNE bludgeoned at the B site as Navi find 9-1.
This is really sick. We said like Navi, they would have had to have done their homework coming into this, and then we also said, well, the one upside is there's lots to go off of. There's lots of resources to go back and look at for the Bad News Eagles here. On top of Electronic having some phenomenal calls, it just feels like Bad News Eagles are always going into a stack right now. Couple that with a hot start from Simple, and you've got a recipe for success here for Navi. Perfecto. He was also someone to start this game off strong, getting involved early, fighting for this lane control and locking Bad News Eagles out of it. They wanted to go for an up-tempo B play. They tried to take lane early. They had all this util poised. They wanted to try and get the orb boosted. And instead, they're left scavenging, going for scraps, just trying to retake the lane, and they don't even get the trade on a Young.
Now they're going to get baited into the orb, and Simple has yet to miss a shot on it. It will not start today. Deagle out, finally put down. Young can't line them up either. There's a third man in B. But this is the closest round it feels like BNE have had in some time. Bit has contained them inside of the B site. If they want to go back to A, they've got to take the spawn route. And so onwards they move. Now into the crossfire. Bit's been called into the site. Electronic takes ramp, and Navi, they've been so aggressive on B. They have never let BNE relax. They've cleared out more of the map. They know they've given up the site, but as long as Bit draws in attention... Oh, wait, they walk right by through their own smoke. Bit's aware. He does consider it. 30 seconds, and he shuts down the first scenario. Does he realize Electronic has been the B anchor in some of these rounds? He's going to make that move. 30 seconds, back to the A site.
All right, this is a real mind game round. Scenario. The right read on the situation. Up and leaves the B site, but Electronic is fast on the approach. 1v1 to decide if Bad News Eagles can punctuate this with a second round. Scenario on the angle. Just misses the timing, but goes back in, and the second time is the charm for him. A second bullet on the board for Bad News Eagles, and done with the last bullet in the AK. Just to put a bit of style on it.
Wow, that's a very scary round. But I love the BNE. They're ballsy enough to make a call like that, right? Like drop a short smoke, walk through it in a 2v2 when they realize they have the entire site. What a mad move to make. And even though the realization was there from Bit, the clutch means everything. They know they can now bash their way into this T-half. They've yet to break the money. A couple will have to come in a row for that to happen. All these nooks and crannies on this map for CT sides to play in. We've seen a couple used at the B site towards lane. Now Electronic is back in one in middle. But as I said earlier when he was on Eco, this is a position that BNE have yet been caught off guard by in this event. Many teams won't hard clear it. BNE always just seem to check it. Sunday has been very good at getting a kill and surviving. Yet to feed anything towards this B site without at least some value prior. 4 health for Synopsy. Got to get out of the danger zone. Bump his way back to the doors. Util out mid. Close. Dude, Molly as well.
This is kind of brutal. You've just been re-smoked again in middle. You're kind of waiting to start the round if you're Bad News Eagles. You've had this idea that you want to fight and take mid away since it started, and you just keep getting smoked in the choke every time you're ready to go through.
And the whole time Sunday threatening B, so they can't even get comfortable thinking, yeah, we have the lane, yeah, we're going to be given this room. Think about the amount of ramp pre-aggression that Navi have already pulled into this map.
What's so insane now, though, right, is now that Navi decide to concede mid, there's only 30 seconds left, and if this bomb, on the off chance it goes towards A, they can just get re-smoked all over again. Now, Simple's actually already dropped that out over towards main. Fair enough with 20 seconds left. You know, there's already very little time. You might have just ruined their round for all you know, but you haven't. Bad News Eagles are going fast up through red. A bit of on-the-fly calling. But will they get shot down? Recon dead and Simple. Raining death out from the temple. Synopsy low from earlier in the round, locked out of it. And with the bomb dropped back in spawn and so much time wasted from Navi's utility, Bad News Eagles just have to write this one off.
Oh, maybe take Simple. No, he can't, not at the end. A 6 KD on Simple right now as Navi find double digits.
He knows. Good. He's even side-eyeing the camera,
yeah, come on, that's just sickening. That's actually despicable. I literally, please keep an eye for me, Harry, if I miss it. Has he missed an AWP shot? I haven't seen one.
So I was, because you said it a couple of rounds ago, so I've really been like in tune, but I was, yeah, I think you're right. I genuinely do not think he's missed a bullet yet.
That's insanity.
Yeah, with the AWP, obviously.
All right, pace. And Simple's here in your face. Back up the lane very quickly. Gonna get smoked and Simple spam, but that Molotov keeps Rigon contained as they take the B site. This is the one round Navi actually haven't got anchors inside of it. They've got Cave, Sundar Young, and Perfecto coming in from the CT side. Back turned, communication lacking, but no smokes means no warning as Simple finds out the hard way. 2 kills on the entry. Perfecto, they're gonna run him down. They've got him right where they want him. Double up, they line up, Electronic trades, but still BNE have the site.
Now this is a low econ round, so Navi, they might want to give this a go, but Bits all the way back in red, having to move back over here. Gonna waste precious time.
Good Molly.
Molly's nice to force that swing out of Sineri, but he'll stay shallow on the angle, not giving this fight over. Or Util going out, smoking a cave, trying to cut off these angles. Oh. Okay, Bit. Never quite really saw Sineri there, but does find him. Flash going over, trying to set Electronic up, and a smoke in at the ramp. That spam sells Regon down the river, and now Synopsy's in the 1v2. They're on the bomb, they're sticking it, the tag's in, but it's not the killing blow. And so the retake is found for Navi. Even the kill to close it all, and that's just mad. You know, that round really should have belonged to the Bad News Eagles. GXX gets super deep within B. It's one of those moments where just how deep he is throws off all the communications, all the timings, all the kind of mental imagery you have of that round in your head. It is completely false with how deep he gets.
Yeah, that's
and you know, if that isn't enough to set them up to do it, that is rough.
It's a bad sign. It's absolutely a bad sign. When your double entry is Sundayung and Simple, and you still can't close in a 5-on-3 post plant. Navi, they're here to play today. I wouldn't have wanted anything less on this stage. Sundayung's done a lot of damage. Not that he necessarily knows. He's got no support on that reload, but just the fear alone is enough for Simple. Gets shut down by Rigon, snuffed out on the B site. Another double entry. They have to convert it this time, but Electronic is already making a case for that to not be true. Nice trade. 3-on-2. Rigon chasing down. This man has been unleashed in this round, and Navi have to rely on just the headshot king who can't connect a thing. BNE, they get another, Harry. Scraps at the end of the half. A T-side disaster, but it was enough for Liquid. I won't let you forget until Navi proved that that was a fluke, that they can convert on the T-side. Even if they win, it's the exact same scoreline on the exact same half of Ancient. I'm certainly not worried, though, but neither were they last time. Finally got an all back for GXX. It's been some time. BNE have not had the funds. They've got to get somebody out of this corner. They will. He has been a nuisance. Flatro puts him to bed. Walking through B, and again, why not go through this smoke? They have just been messing with timings on this B site every single opportunity they get. Perfecto, pick your poison.
This is so awkward. Coin flip of a round, but
now he can't go through.
Comes up heads, and yeah, that push is denied. That's crazy. Perfecto, like, just had to hit the right timing. Electronic, through cave, backed up by Perfecto. Even if you try and trade this, even if you go looking for Electronic, there's another man in the cave ready to shut you down. Bad News Eagle's going to line up some of this util, going to lob that in now. That will cut these cave players out, or at least it's meant to.
Had she missed.
Yeah, misses its mark, and so a lot of room given over here.
Harry barrel spotted, and Perfecto on the boost spams him out. Electronic even swings, and the flash will find nothing as they are protected by the cave. Regon, 30 seconds. If he wants to make that mad play to A, that would be his best bet, but he doesn't know it. However, Regon has realized he's got room as Navi set up for a full flank right now. I think he's going to take it. 20 seconds. He's got to run soon. Simple's already realized. Simple already knows. They have no clue, no info to go off of, and Simple's already in the site.
Yeah, this is going to suck. You really think you've outbrained them here, but Regon, mate, he's been outcalled. He's been outsmarted in this one. Simple. What would I do? He asks himself as he goes and gets a 12-3 half for Navi. In form today and smiles all round. They've just got to keep it up on that T side.
Right now, Navi are making a case for themselves. The 12-3 CT side, Simple destroying right now on the AWP. And now we've got to see if Navi can do what they didn't versus Liquid and actually close this dominant lead.
Yeah, and you know that a pistol round could really just serve to accomplish that here and now. So for Navi, this one's weighted pretty heavily. Oh, and that's a big opener from the man himself, Simple. Going to take an early 5v4 for Navi, and now they explode into this B site. But a smoke spam will go a long way, but it's Simple to find a kill, and that kill feed next. Regon on the receiving end of it, and Juan Flatro spotted on the wraparound. Bad News Eagles, they can feel this getting out of hand. It's getting worse and worse with each passing second. And now it is just this flank that is known about. And it will get located. 13-3 pistol round secured.
And that should be all worry out the window, right? If there really was any, I certainly didn't feel like I did back in that Liquid game. It seems like a different Navi have come to play today. But yeah, that's really alleviated any concern in this series now, or at least for this map. Navi with 5 Glock headshots to take a pistol round. And now they should just be able to slip it over the edge. BNE. Sad time to see this squad go cold after shredding Faze yesterday. Of course, I say shredding, extremely hyper-competitive series, but even just the fact that they won it gives them some credence. Electronic. Runs back into the nade. Flatro will escape for now with a smoke. And Navi, what a great call in the second round to assure themselves a very slow default. They wait to see if BNE want to get cheeky, want to get cocky, and they don't. They've set up on this boost to the back of B. It's a nice setup here for BNE, but Navi now can start to make moves. They've seen at least 2 towards B. This third push, though, they're not going to be ready for it. Oh, ding! Perfecto and Flatro trade damage. He'll give it up. Nade goes deep. Perfecto takes 1 damage from it. And somehow Navi still stand.
Can't believe that. The trade of dinks down towards lane. And seeing all this happen triggered a bit of a rotate for Bad News Eagles, right? Because you may as well gamble in around like this. They bought a third man over. Fourth player nearby as well. Electronic farming kills in this round. 3 in it. Simple's going to join him. Navi about to move up onto 14. Regon just looking for damage.
And that's the value of the default there for Navi, right? BNE feel like the jig is up. Everyone, you know, Navi knows where everyone is towards this B site. They try and change spots. They try and get more aggressive, and Navi just get fed. They sit until 20 seconds before they even move into the B site, and every kill but one comes to them. Perfect second round. Navi assuredly ending this map with ease. And because of the force by BNE, they're just buying until it's done, mate. We will probably not see rifles on this CT side in this map.
That's crazy. It's almost, yeah, it's sad that you won't even really get to see you just won't get to see a CT side unless this round is won, and that's not the winning recipe for it. Oh, brutal. There's another man in that corner. Electronic doesn't know about it, so Juan Flatro at least gets to live, but, you know, boxed into a corner like this, is that really living?
And Navi have just walked into A main as well. This area is completely empty. Even though the bomb's not here yet, Navi will realize soon that this round is to be theirs. Unless this D comes through, that could complicate matters. Ooh, but it won't. Sumdayoung holds on. And now the bomb in tandem moves with Navi into this site. BNE, a done deal, a finished round, a closed book.
And man, like, I think, you know, this kind of shows us exactly what we wanted to see. Like, everything about this has been real nice when all the pieces are showing up in full swing for Navi.
Hello.
Things end up looking really good. Like, I think, been kind of saying it all game, it feels like, but the calling out of Electronic here has been masterful. Like, he's had Bad News Eagles wrapped around his finger, right? He's like outcalled every step of the way. CT side, they were kind of always going into stacks. Here on the T side, after winning the pistol, you know, there were a lot of moving parts to that pistol round that they were ready for throughout. They've then gone on to just kind of completely manipulate rotates across these two force buy rounds to, as you mentioned in like that second one, the big slowdown and like waiting for reactions out of the Bad News Eagles. There's never really been a moment where it's felt like Navi have lost any semblance of control in this one.
Yeah, no panic, no pressure, nothing. And no hero, no star on the other side to step up. I do want one more kill from Simple to give him a 5 KD. I think that would be apt. He's made it this far. Boost up. They put the power player in position. Electronic keeping it spammed, so it's a nice opener. Ooh, but into the nade. Don't peek with the nade. That's dangerous. Flatcher will think better of it. Navi again, yet in no hurry. Regon has util ready at the B site. Molly can come down. Simple probably won't respect it. Oh, it comes in early though, before he gets spotted. Molly will clear out Scenari, meaning Flatro is now on his own, fighting for his life. GXX gets picked off of that close mid position, and Flatro only goes 1 for 1. It's all starting to come crumbling down. The re-aggro from Scenari is nice, but Simple has taken the space.
Yeah, Sumdayoung has the bomb here, but if anything, that makes it way less likely that he would ever commit to going cave. With no one else nearby, you can't afford losing the bomb there. Simple, still waiting at the top of ramp. Once again, this decision to wait for the reaction from your opponents, and it will serve them well. Simple, there's that 5-0 KD, or 5-1 KD you were hoping for. Scenari's going to ruin it, and we're into this 2-2. Guns grabbed, weapons retrieved, and Bad News Eagles already moving over towards this A side of the map. Synopsys beat the timing, could try and stop this plant here and now, but the tunnel vision leads into his death. 1v1 as Scenari gives it his best. And as they sit there flipping through their notebooks, they know that they're going to need to dig deep if they want to pull this one back on Nuke.
Yeah, no amount of prep is going to save the Eagles at this point as well. They've got to be coming in with flames lit beneath them. They've got to be firing on all cylinders because right now Navi certainly are simple looking unbeatable in that opening map. BNE now on a map that they have been uncomfortable on themselves, but no time for second chances. This is your second chance, an elimination game, and Flatro finds the first.
Oh, all right, that's more like it. They're going to hit the ground running here. Oh, GXX having a wrestle with the dual Berettas. Sure, he's dead, but you'd like to think in the 4v1, Bad News Eagles should have this one under control. They're all pushed into the lobby. Some die young. Oh my God, don't give him this. The rat from Regon was in.
Would have liked a knife there.
And my God, that was almost, you could almost feel that starting to happen for Some Die Young.
All right, they're getting energetic as well. They're shouting, they're screaming, they're trying to build themselves back into this series.
Yeah, you know, something I will say about this team, you and me, we've spoke a great deal with the Bad News Eagles. We've got to hang out with them a fair bit, and they are a great group of friends with one another, right? They do pump each other up. They do hang out all the time. So I think, you know, when you have these moments backstage, this isn't a squad that's going to sit there, go all silent, get in their heads. No, they've come to this major believing they've got what it takes.
Yeah, you definitely wonder how much of that was a factor for Faze yesterday, right? Like how much after you know, you make such a ballsy call. Wait a second.
Hang on.
What's this? Little, they haven't got Deagle. What's the goal here? P250? No, they're just chilling. You know, when you make such a crazy call to play Ancient, play Vertigo over Ancient, your insta-ban, you know, and you lose it, what does that do to you mentally? How do you recover from that? Especially the way they lost it in overtime, on the back foot the entire series, or the entire map rather, still brought it back, still lost it. Sure, they may have shown up on Nuke, map that we're on right now, but it's yeah, it's a question mark. It's something that BNE will not have a problem with. You'd like to think the mentality aspect. For now, Navi are on a full eco. Perfecto has that Zeus, and I do want to see what he's going to do with it, but I doubt anything of interest.
Maybe he can survive the run to vent.
Yes,
let's see. Door swings open, nade goes in. Juicy one at that. Kill on a bit. We'll get one from the Glocks.
Yeah.
And now Perfecto
yes!
wins. Oh, you're gonna get knifed. No! He finds one.
What are you doing?
Don't throw! Oh my God! Oh my God, BNE.
Laugh it off.
I gotta say, you know, I'm saying how good friends these guys are. I'm saying, you know, they do have a laugh, they do get on, and I think this is kind of their way. This is a very believable way that they would try to write off that last game.
To build themselves back in, to hype themselves up.
You want to come in and, like, you know, set a bit of, try get in their heads early.
I said they wouldn't tilt. If you lost that, you would definitely
They didn't lose it, though, so we don't have to worry about it.
Just a little more money. Terrifying round.
I thought everyone else thought the same thing, by the way. We were all seeing it.
Terrifying, but a round nonetheless. Bloody hell. Navi set the smokes outside instantly, and they run right behind. It's actually Regon to find a kill on the A site. Electronic will get that shot over the top of the blue box, and they're going to try and cross a nade. Dodge, but players make it down secret for now. Oh, off the reload.
Main, yeah, simple. Here's that reload, and like a moth to a flame, he takes away main up the vents, and Nopsy goes into the crosshair as well. And fares just about as well as the last guy. Simple with the double opener. Scenari heading down lower. Just on a coin toss, really. And with this info gain, Simple, you know, taking main away. Navi, if they kind of take their time on this one, they'll be able to figure out very, very quickly where this last man is. Bit's going to get that info, maybe more than the info, even flicking back to find that kill.
I love that routing. We see a lot of players do that. You know, if you sneak out double doors and you're scared of Xantara's position, those rafters above single, you know, walk all the way to dark. It puts, you know, gives you a nice bit of cover from the ramp side, and it gives you a perfect angle to pick that rafters player. But even so, it was, you know, Navi coming in with their first gun round, looking good. I like that play through the smoke as well. Very ballsy cool. BNE can't get comfortable on the CT side early. And even losing those extra guns after, you know, messing around in the second round. They have consequences, Harry. Simple the giver of consequences. Quick tap outside. And they actually reset. Leaving Bit here means they might try and main wrap later in the round to go for another A play. That smoke's going to take the info away from BNE. GXX tries to hold on to it. Oh, where's that smoke going for Bit? That's a long one to lockers. GXX still playing up ahead of it. They're actually going to cross secret. Player already lower. He hasn't seen them make it down. They see him, and they find the kill as well.
Oh, Regon now spotted, and suddenly this little corner might just become where you die. They run him down as he was boxed in. Nowhere to go. Nowhere safe, at least. That's a bad news. Eagles take a bit of a gamble, bringing both players down lower. This is another one of these rounds where, as long as Navi are pretty smart about it, which they often are, they should be hard-pressed to lose. And yeah, they get the info that A is clear. They move in now to an uncontested side of the map. And bad news, Eagles, hell. You know, just going to look to hold on to these, you'd imagine. Synopsy goes fighting. Scenari's famous save ain't even guaranteed. Simple just wants to take it all away. And even though he falls, now that you've got this info, you know where Scenari is. Everyone's going to go looking for him. Up into the heavens, but outside is compromised, and Bit is there to lock that in.
Yeah, Navi are so quick with it, man. Gonna be hard to get past shooters this fast. Navi equalize the score early in this matchup, and yeah, you know, I like how the desk framed it. Absolutely no way in for BNE is how you have to look at this game at this point. It would make it all the more unbelievable if they managed, but losing to Faze on this one map yesterday, the one map they lost in that series, and Navi just being an absolute beacon of consistency on Nuke. Their CT sides can be unbelievable. Simple, one of the most interesting players to watch in the world on CT Nuke. Arguably, if not definitively, his best map, or at least his best half. I like this little stack up on the A site. The boost gives you angles that will not be cleared coming out door and main. But if someone comes out the hut, you are in hot water. Not that Navi are anywhere near. They've dropped lower, again, completely avoiding the setup of BNE as they have in all 3 of their rounds so far.
Yeah, just another situation where it's like, Electronic, how have you managed this, man? It's like the perfect decisions you had to make to get to a point where you've just done everything in your power to counteract the BNE strat. We saw it constantly back on Ancient. We're already getting a taste of that early on here to open up Nuke. BNE will just keep this stack up on the A site, hoping that if Navi do come looking, if anyone does want to go eco hunting, trying to pad these stats, and maybe you can knock something out of the round. And Simple seen a man in heaven. That's already got him tantalized by the prospect of making a bit of money on this Mac 10. It is, I would say, more than worth it for Simple to go looking.
Ooh, there's a kill. Grab it, and go for the gun. Why not? But that bomb will explode. They have to wait for it before they can drop off. Maybe someone runs now. Recon dies, unfortunately, but there is a...
Oh, on the ladder.
Why would you not go for it?
No, he did. He just got stuck on the ladder, yeah.
He went back up.
He tried to drop, and then it's like the classic. You just fumble, push S. And
Unfortunate. It would have been a free AK, and he had the timing to get it. But it's not the end of the world. Gun round coming out now for BNE. It's like a puppet.
Recon just a little weaker than everyone else, apparently.
All right, Navi. They know they can set the precedent that they did on Ancient of a dominant first half if they win this round as well. Perfecto got stuck. He went event and he missed it. He walked through the smoke. It can be so hard. Often players getting lost. Simple won't. Sneaks his way down. They have to know about this potential for a B player already just due to the smoke. Electronic holds his until it fades. Simple. How will he try and crack open a site with no opponents? This ramp player tucked in tight. Scenario committed, but it's a great multi-kill position, especially with support. Simple. Will he call for glass to be broken on the upper site? Doesn't seem like it. Just going to wait for his time to strike. There's a glass break. BNE should have heard it, but flashes actually went out at the same time. It's actually not broken, sorry. He waits for the rotate instead, and it feeds him. Easy kill. Flashes will fall. Scenari, they don't know about him. He's got kills on his plate, takes the first, and they trade well. Simple. Shutting down this outside rotate, unavailable. Juan Flatro still controls the B secret.
Yeah, now set up over here towards window. Bit tries to hunt him down, but can't knock him out of the round. Juan Flatro on this secret rotate, working wonders, but some Young's threaded the needle.
That's nice.
And found this gap over towards ramp, the tiniest of timings.
It's a fake out.
Going back now, hoping that this will keep Bad News Eagles divided. They're not faltering, still both down at lower. One Flatro now knocked out of it, and Regon, he was just moving away, all the way up towards Secret. Now I think if you're Sam Young, you're assuming he's rotated A. Tap on it. Hoping this bait's a peek, door swings open, and now Sam Young, a real chance in the clutch. It's a damn good try. But the Bad News Eagles hold the line.
Yeah, very nice attempt. But what a big round to win for B&E, considering how that round starts as well. Yeah, sure, they get that opener onto Perfecto, but Simple had so much space in secret, and B&E never knew about it. They just run right into it. Flatro saves it with not just that kill, but the closing clutch as well. 1v1 won by B&E. And there'd be no time like now to compete on a map that they have not proven themselves against the best teams in the world. Not even the up-and-comers. As Trace said, coming into that death segment, Faze died for this. You'd at least want more competition out of B&E to make that feel like it was worth it. But Navi, they don't care. They've got the trophy in mind and in sight.
Oh,
Another?
low HP player here, right? Simple tagged up.
Oh,
Forced forward by the molly. Yeah, that's a freebie for GXX. Bit an electronic over in secret, but they're trying to get back into the lobby. They're trying to help Perfecto out here because he's gotten the bomb. And he's in a bit of a bad way. He's getting pushed. Regon finds him, and as you try to plug this hole, as you try to make matters better, Juan Flatro was meant to cause you more problems. Electronics somehow aware. We'll check for that, and now the round opens up all over again. They've made a decision to separate here. I think a lot of teams would have elected to just stay grouped, play this trade game into the lobby, but it feels like they want to get this bomb, and they're counting on Bad News Eagles just not having discovered it. Pretty big bluff for Electronic to have called.
no time to go heaven.
Gonna have to commit to the A plate bit. 15 seconds, and he tries to get out through the door. He's shut out of the round by Regon, swinging out. Electronic with the double, and the third man actually peeks that from heaven. That's kind of crazy, considering GXX has like 2 HP as he takes that 1v1.
I think he knows if Electronic gets that bomb, he could, you know, it was very close. Maybe the time wasn't there, but that's why Electronic pulls a knife.
Yeah, I really don't think the time was there. That is a super scary fight, but
you have
honestly,
to go for it. Yeah, you don't expect to get swung. I mean, that's why it's so crazy. That's why he's knife out. You know, he's not ready for a repeat. Nice try again. Navi making these close rounds almost worth it, but B&E holding strong on a CT side. Yesterday they got 5 rounds against Faze's 10. Offensive half on their map pick, and that was the most dominant map in the series, the only one not to go to overtime. 16-10 to Faze Clan. Will Navi be tested more than that today? They certainly weren't on their opener. It gave us a lot of hope for this squad, but there's a lot more to do. Day's not done. Krieg out for Simple, throwing it back. No money for the orb, not with all the trimmings. Spirit's still good, at least. We saw that in just the second round. And hey, even if B&E were to go home here, they can go home happy. Heads held high. They ruined, you know, #1 in the world. They had a solid challenger stage. They made back-to-back major appearances. But they want more than that.
Well, attack pause over. GXX with his orb is posted outside, has a bit of support here as well. Oh, but Simple's Krieg meets him from the silo.
Okay. Yeah.
Electronic going to catch one flat row, and this double outside setup that was meant to, maybe be the difference maker, dead in the water. Regon has helped out by reclaiming that kill, and they're going to boost up into heaven here just to keep that flow of information available. I like this, right? Because otherwise you have a huge gap outside that you cannot plug from main. There was really no way to keep the info flow there. So now you've got Regon up in the heavens. He's going to be able to scout out outside and maybe even get involved to find a 3v3.
Yeah, he almost re-swung that, but he definitely realized better of it. He wants to play this later in the round. Oh, he is now spotted by outside. The ladder timing not good, bit right below. Navi 4-on-2, no excuses. This is their round. Into ramp they go, flanking down to the lower site. Scenario is being split from both sides, and he's almost grabbing a kill there. Can he escape? Oh, nice hop.
Nice hop.
1 health. Without it, he's dead, and he probably still is. It feels inevitable, and they will deliver that. Synopsy out of the round. Could think about saving that AWP. It's still in Garage. Honestly, his best play, but maybe he feels like he has good timing here. It's not too bad, but Navi have the numbers to consider every option of rotation. And you might also think that AWP's been grabbed, considering Navi ran all the way through Garage, but Simple shuts him out with the AK and ends that round. I love that for Navi, because after Simple gets that pick on the back Garage player, you see how the timings get completely thrown off by BNE.
Yeah.
They don't see outside smokes. They think they have some room, but Navi just dry walk 3 players past red. It gives them a 5-on-3 immediately. Double opener, and before BNE even realize what's going wrong, they are already out of the round.
Oh, force back in for Bad News Eagles. Really laying it all on the field here.
Couple of players, not even 2K.
We're sat around like the double eco territory.
Oh.
All right, the Krieg opened up last round. This time, Electronic and Perfecto going to be the ones to do it, just running amok inside of the A site. And honestly, if you're Bad News Eagles, a few of these moments, you sometimes see them go for it, sometimes see them attempt it. Part of me just would love to see a save and just try this again in the next. I don't think you're breaking back into this one, and that looks to be the decision made here.
I do like to see the Krieg come out from Simple. I mean, it felt like he just wanted to beat that AWP battle, and he knew this was the best gun to do it. Molly goes in, GXX repositions, and they'll hear that tick. I just wonder if Simple will grab the AWP when the opportunity presents itself. He could have picked it up last time, but it was in a mid-round, so maybe look to buy it later. We'll see next round then, as he gets digged out. Oh, beautiful shots.
That's lovely.
But matters not. 5 rounds, and they don't even get the guns. Maybe last second attempt, and the Galil gets scavenged, but it's really not what you wanted. Considering it's still low money, they'll play it. One of the whole points of this major that we've been talking about was how open it was, right? Not just with so many competitive teams right now, but now even more so with the previous majors champions knocked out. Oh my God, it's fast.
Yeah, just another one of these fast A plays. This time, though, the USPs are getting away with murder. Oh, man, Simple's going to do it all alone, but he is making it happen. He's making it happen. Down in the 1v2. He's running out of ammo and just barely falls short. It's a low econ round for the Bad News Eagles to take that one over the line. A damn good try from Simple. I don't think he could have asked for much more there.
Can't be disappointed with that attempt. That was an absolute shredding on the A site. Every kill coming through in an instant. USPs for 2 of them as well. That's unbelievable that they even win that round. A very nice try from Simple, but still, BNE managing to make this game interesting. They've already matched their CT side versus Faze.
Oh. On Flatro, they're already up past him. He's going to have to flick back for this, and that just sails right on by. Bit secures the bag. Now wrapping main. Bad News Eagles kind of caught by the timing on this one. Navi very, very good at these quick pace changes, right? Just to completely blindside the opposition. Synopsy in at the back of the site is spammed out, and this round's already over. Simple's even hunting down Scenari. Electronic going to beat him to it, but it's a lead gained all over again for Navi.
I want to talk about Electronic because think about the arc of this player, right? You know, we're definitely at a time where more firepower heavy players have turned into in-game leaders, right? Even Apex, obviously, maybe past his prime when he did so, had the pieces to make a great team. Mezzi as well, who hadn't played at Tier 1 for that long before he swapped to the role. Electronic, this wasn't what he was been waiting for his whole career. This was out of necessity. They needed this with the departure of Boomich, and boy, have Navi's T sides looked incredible, winning their debut event with him as a captain and going on to do great things. I think it's been so impressive to see this arc of Electronic, who certainly wasn't having bad individual performances, was side by side in Simple in many of these series.
Yeah.
When he swapped in-game leading, it also feels like his fragging hasn't really dropped off as a result.
Now, the opportunity was there, but it's sailed by Synopsy.
Ugly Deagles.
And yeah, I think you're dead on, Hugo. It's a case, he wasn't like an Apex where he kind of needed that like rebrand almost, right? That like extra layer. No, he was very much one of the stars of this team. It's an Aries Deagle. Hoping to be a star in this round.
Oh my goodness.
Double down and double dipped. Navi. And got the plant inside of A. There's a lot of guns outside, and Scenari might want to get his hands on them. Seems a little tenuous still, right? With Bit sat back over towards Secret. There is this rifle in CT.
Yeah, it's his best option. Just go save spawn. He knows he can't win it, and the gun's right there. The bomb should blow it into CT, but he will. Oh, he's going for garage. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know about that one.
He's getting the AK. He's not going to make it out alive. Bit's going to hear every single step, and this is done. Navi, 7 rounds. Nice shots out of B&E. They've made some rounds interesting here, but Navi are still putting on quite a performance on a T half of Nuke, and it's not even their best half yet. Blisteringly paced rounds, especially on these A site attacks. We'll probably see something more standard for Navi now that B&E after their double eco. Oh god, it's a 3rd low econ round. Is that force into double eco? They just can't get a grip on the funds. It's sending Navi skyrocketing.
And dude, I mean, I've loved some of this, right, from Navi when they get this pick outside. It's been one of their go-tos, is just to, find that outside kill. And then if they get it early, they really rapidly accelerate and pick up the pace in through main. It's been something they've done maybe 3 or 4 times thus far in this game. And it's just so frustrating. It really is. It throws all the timings off. It throws everything in a disarray. Suddenly this A defense is like scrambling to angles they didn't even know they had to consider until the moment the peak comes in.
Yeah. I mean, they've really dug their own grave with that double force. It was off the back of making it a 1v1 against Simple, right? So they knew they had Navi's money on the rocks, but now this cash has built up even bigger. B&E are late to buying in the CT side. They may only have 5 by the end of the half. Navi, something more standard. Smoke's coming through now. I like the change-up.
Yeah, going to look to try and cross with these. All the smoke's down. As mentioned, said it earlier on, right, Navi, great at these little pace changes. This is an example of it. And it's, I imagine, on the back of, knowing that Bad News Eagles are going to have rifles all over again and will be looking for solutions to these problems. They stop giving you these fast rounds, these kind of drier fights outside. Yeah. This time, it's all about obscuring information, denying that info on the cross and putting the fear in Bad News Eagles, just kind of reminding them that this is a possibility.
But they've got a response at least. They've taken lobby, they've pushed all the way through. Perfecto's alone, and once they've cleared radio, that should be the next port of call. That should be the next location to check. If they don't, that's a big mistake that could come back to bite them in the arse. Flatro has his back turned right now. Scenari's dropped round because of this info, and they don't clear it. They just walk in, wander into Perfecto, wondering what's going on. Scenari might have the answers. 2 kills down on the lower site. He drops in. Subdai Young eviscerates him, and a 2-on-2 ensues.
Oh, Recon up over the top, dropping in, and knocks them both out of the round. Lovely bit of discipline on the Famas, doesn't jump the gun, realizes the opportunity he's been given there and looks to seize it. He knows that he really needs to do good on a moment like that.
Yeah, and the reason is Navi didn't know that all the lobby was cleared way earlier than that fight from Perfecto onto Flatro.
Yeah, it's like, if anything, actually, kind of the one Flatro run into the door maybe puts you under the false pretense that Bad News Eagles don't really know what's happening in the lobby.
But that was a quick rotate for BNE. You know, they know what's going on. A triple ramp drop, and they sneak all three into the site. So, you know, they catch Navi off guard. They win a round. They've already upped their previous map's attempt, but 6 or 7 rounds CT nuke is nothing to be happy about. Navi, they don't want to get run at in this last round. They drop util everywhere to deny that. Flashes out. This high tempo A play rears its head once again.
Yeah, this time though, Bad News Eagles want to try and put a stop to it. They've got the resources, the facilities for that, boss man. Electronic getting out of there. A man down, Navi wounded, but not backed into a corner just yet. Saneri in at ramp, calling for rotates, and there's a double lined up on his plate, but only the one. GXX will be the guy swooping in for the multi-kill, and it's a neck-and-neck first half when all is said and done. Navi still eyeing
in the final few rounds, and now this Serpent is strangling, wrapping around BNE on the T side of Nuke. A winning half for Navi, a dominant game on Ancient over the Bad News Eagles, and now elimination faces this young squad right down the barrel of the gun. Navi about to pull the trigger on their CT side of Nuke.
Dual Berettas for Perfecto, big fan of that. Taking them inside of this A bomb site. Simple posted outside, and Simple is going to be given action. The dualies are the thing to open, but Simple's getting run at, getting run down. Only good for one, as he is beat back eventually. Man advantage still residing with Navi. However, Bad News Eagles, they've recognized the space they've got here outside. GXX trying to push up, trying to fight for heaven. Has a man locked in, and we'll find him with a clean tap. We're back into this 3v3 now. Electronic has pushed all the way through the lobby, all the way, and is now looking to commit to this wrap round outside, but time is going to be everything, right? And Bad News Eagles have a good bit of room ahead of him here.
And Navi realized this one well, though. They haven't fallen for any kind of secret drop. They know it's going to be
spot this, bro.
He is going to catch this, but he's going main. They know it's A. Both lobby players holding onto heaven and clearing the ramp side. Perfecto seconds away from success. About to spot this drop in from the top. Dualies. And more than enough bullets to find these kills.
Yeah, has to duck out of there as they do manage to get in through the heavens. Perfecto's going to wait for them to drop into the site and deal with them one at a time, if that's what it takes. Regon's actually taken the bomb down lower to B, while GXX is faking the A play. They've got him pinned in, so they're just going to take this fight. They are kind of glad that he's given them this 3v1 at the upper side of the map, and now the penny's going to drop. Well, hang on a moment. They've taken that bomb down lower.
Send those dualies in first, scavenging, spamming. Regan on the site. He needs 2 taps right here, right now, and he can't do it. Perfecto, I love that. Jumping around corners, making his hitbox extremely hard to hit. His hitbox, rather. And that's a pistol for Navi on top of an incredible first half on their T side. We said it in the first half. This might be Simple's best half in Counter-Strike, the CT side of Nuke, given all the freedom in the world to roam and to move and to rotate. On top of that, Electronic, one of the world's best outside players since Glaive. There's a lot of things to like in the second half for Navi, and we're just getting started. 4 pistols out for BNE. They had a lot of force buys, a lot of low econ rounds in the first half. Somewhat dug themselves a bit of a hole with their investments.
The Eagles are out. The Bad News Eagle Deagle. It's always good for something, it feels like. Ooh, clean taps is Simple. Keeps them at range, just kind of pushing and prodding with this A1S.
Yeah, the vent drop as well for Electronics. Put him in the prying eyes of this red cross, and him and Simple can just trade fights in the second round. Easily done. Some shaky shots, but yet to really feel in danger on Navi. And Electronic in no hurry. They can't flash him back into fights, but these dry walks are coming to a close, and 5 alive would feel fantastic. That's what Navi will find. 2 SMGs, 3 rifles going into a gun round now. BNE got to start strong, got to start fast.
They're going to need to come out swinging, really. Can't afford a slow start here.
Simple's
faced with sorry, gone.
No, Simple's 4-0 in opening duels so far. Stop putting him outside with the AWP. That's only going to get better.
There.
That molly forced his hand.
Had to make a decision. Was decisive in his action, but ended up being the wrong one. Comes up short, spammed out. And an early advantage for the Bad News Eagles. One flat row. Deep outside as the util goes over. He will get out of there. He's had to drop his own smoke in here, but Electronic didn't buy it for a second. He's called the bluff on the outside plate immediately and just runs at them. That's a insane way to find the 4v4.
That's awkward out the gate for BNE. It screams they didn't know what they wanted to do, right? He gets behind red, but he has to throw a smoke from a lineup. Like either has to just drop it on the fly or call for some support to do that util. His teammates had it available, but they're stuck in lobby, and not just out of position for the nade, but also just going back got him spotted. That's why Electronic ran at him. He knew he was leaving. 10-7, 4-on-4. And an A site desperate execute that Navi are ready for.
Util going to go in at least. This is going to be nice to try and displace some Die Young, who does drop off the top of heart.
Shot.
The fact he hasn't fired off is ballsy, and now they don't know he's close. Regon. Oh, Synopsy's dead to full damage. Gravity's found him. Scenarios at least open up ramp and will give them a route down into this B site. But look at Navi, man, straight down the vent. They are all here. It's a 2v2 very quickly. And with one of these doors blowing off like that, it's really awkward for GXX. Tries to plant, the spam gets him off the bomb, and Navi have done enough to run away with the first rifle round of Bad News Eagles, but a bonus round for Navi. Super lucrative. And a worst-case scenario for how this opens up if you're a BNE fan.
Yeah, it's a nice idea for BNE, right? It gives them 2 options as they throw in an A fake. Either Synopsy can get something done outside, slash the hot player gets the entry, and then they commit with it. Or if they bail, they just double back to ramp with Scenari leading it. But Navi is just so quick to rotate out. I do wonder if that door blow-up was on purpose as well. We've talked about that in previous games, that being an option. Leaving it open makes it very difficult for Tees to get comfortable planting in the B site. A 5-on-4 that Navi find early off of these steadfast attacks for B and E. When they go quick, they're not catching Navi off guard by any means. Spam found Synopsy, now out ramp. Bit looks for more, and he's going to be able to drop off if he wants as well. There's actually no support. This is the one time Navi are not going to have a setup to deal with this ramp room, so Electronic can't retake it. He's got to hold on from hell.
Still, as far as stances go once you've lost ramp, these are pretty forward ones for Navi. Bit holds on to lower. They get the info that GXX is down here in hell, and Simple's looking for him. Smoke out. GXX tries to play ahead of it. That's the AWP. Trapped in spawn.
What?
Simple hits that. That's crazy. We see that from the other perspective. It looks so fast, and the fact it's the no-scope is even wilder.
Dear, oh dear. And just the fact that he's going for that, I can barely blame him after last map. Check it. Disrespectful from Simple. Would you expect anything else? 12-7, Navi shown up today. No fear on the stage. Crowd on their side. And momentum as they move. Flatro fast. This time he gets the smokes given by his teammates to allow him down to B. This is BNE's best chance of position alone to make something happen.
On Flatro. Ooh, off the vent angle. Has to flick back to it, but will deal with Electronic. Simple still waiting over towards ramp. Posted with the AWP. Right place, right time, but that flashbang looks like it's going to get him off the angle. He actually goes back in with the no-scope. Simple. Now that you've seen the troll under the bridge, do you want to pay the toll to get past this ramp room? Simple's moving back in. There's a man in plain view. He's seen him now. BNE get a kill. They might just look to go back here. GXX locked in this fight with Simple while the rest of the gang still wait back towards the lobby. It's kind of awkward here, man. BNE are very split up. If they go into A and Perfecto is able to get away with something, this can still fall apart. Back of the site, he's all alone. Gonna have to do it, but he is doing it. 2 in the round. Now tucked in, the bomb dropped in hard. He's buying more than enough time. This is perfect. Living up to his name, GXX through heaven won't have the angle. He's wasted so much time. And even though he's dead after the double, he's done his part in the round. Simple's on the ladder. This guy's been going for almost exclusively no scope, so don't mess with him here. GXX low on HP, has to cross for the bomb. What is he even meant to do in this situation? Fight! Oh! Both of them! They give him the fights! And they're gonna come to regret it.
A bit too cocky to close. I don't know if they knew, but he just came out of heaven. There's no way he had that bomb. It should have been called by Perfecto, dropped in the heart. What a nice try, but his team never came up the vent. They never came through main. They wasted, he bought all that time. They didn't play off of it. They let BNE fall into the site, and that swing to trade, they will regret it. That should never be around for BNE, not after Perfecto finds a double on top. But if it was ever gonna allow you to build back in, it would be off the back of a clutch that quick. Great shooting. One of those rounds where a hand's off the keyboard with simply one you at a time.
Yeah. You know, I do think, I don't think they're fighting him there because they think he has the bomb. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they just want to close it.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, just really trying to salt in the wound, and you end up paying the ultimate price, and you kind of now hope to yourself, oh dear, hopefully that hasn't reignited this for Bad News Eagles. Ooh. Okay, thank God it said Ritnif. I was going to say, who's going to tell him?
Bad news for you. And, well, good news for the Eagles that they get around on this T side. It was about time. 4 in a row for Navi broken. Going to have this close flash. Ever since that one mistake in the yard take, Flatro has been assisted a lot more on outside. But Electronic is yet to be as aggressive as he once was. Cooled it off a little bit. Perfecto's starting lower. BNE. They get some room out, but because Flatro's not moving far, I would expect this to be an A play with him splitting main. They've got to try and draw Perfecto's attention away, who's come back up the vent, not convinced by this lower take. He threw a smoke and he leaves. This is such a nice read for Navi. They have no info to go off of this, but they are perfectly piecing this puzzle together. As they flank the ramp side, as the util comes in from above, they can cut off this bomb dropping down the ladder.
Oh, Some Die Young doubling down, and now the wrap coming in. It never even gets out into the site. It's a real rough one. Bad News Eagles reduced to dust. Nothing but feathers and bones at the end of that one there.
That's just Navi having the map experience, man. There's no reason for them to have that info. There's no reason for them to know it's a fake out on lower into an A hit, but they make the perfect call. They come back up vent, they re-aggress ramp at the right time, and BNE, they must be confused after that round. They telegraphed nothing that was an A play, and Navi are stacked to the 9s and flanking. Experience shines through. 13-8.
I mean, this is very reassuring, right? Think about it. For Navi, the kind of whole nature of this major changed just yesterday when Faze were eliminated. It's like, oh, suddenly the big threat, the big contender that they were massively worried about, gone. And so this becomes one where you look at it and you say, well, this could easily be theirs. Regon fast through main, bit of a Navi-esque round from him here, really, but only good for one from it. Perfecto tries to cross out, tries to just play the numbers game on this, and he's given the fights, he's given the peaks. Low HP on the main players, but not a shot connecting. Navi starting to run away with this.
Yeah, it did feel inevitable right after that first map, after you destroy BNE on Ancient that easily on your CT side. On their best map pick, they don't even win the pistol. They force fought every round of second half. They were never in that game, and even though we had a couple of clutch rounds coming through at the end of the first half here, Navi have asserted dominance and dominion on Nuke. 14-8. Another buy with barely any utility, and that's a disgusting flick.
Wow.
Simple has been on it today. Is this his first orb CT? I think it might be. Not really. Been a necessity, been a need. He wasn't running it T-side either. Oh no, it's not his first orb. He's got all those no-scopes. What am I saying? But it's not really been needed, regardless of that.
First time he scoped with the orb today.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll give you that one.
Oh,
GXX. Dear. There's the equalizer. And I tell you what, mate, he has been giving us a good game as GXX here. Not even really had to don that orb himself. Instead, been a lot of this high-flying rifling from the guy. Bit in a ramp. Annihilated from the peak of Regon. And this is one of these moments where there isn't really that contingency plan. There isn't really that kind of backup over towards ramp to offer any assistance. Don't have the resources after losing Electronic.
Oh boy.
It's given a lot of room over, and Regon will look to take the round here and now on the back of just holding W, keeping that pace high after getting the ramp kill. Giving Navi a taste of their own medicine almost.
Simple getting very vocal as well. Probably not about the fact that they're saving. Trying to patch things up for that next round as BNE have guaranteed a 9th for now. Ooh, Molly would give away the save spot, and it's not, you know, always going to be ramp. This is a map that actually has plenty of options to save on CT, more often than not towards a spawn, and so it's unlikely BNE will snuff this one out. Going to run spawn side. Ooh, someone comes ramp. Hello, Simple's dead. Orb shot finally misses, and Regon does not. Tapping out 2 more. Okay. There's something in the water.
Hey man, they win that round, but and not the first T-side round we've seen them pick up. Don't get me wrong, it's a convincing fashion. It just can't afford to be a one and done, right? And there was some real nice moments to this. There were some real nice moments in that round there. So hopefully that's going to reignite a bit of a fire under the Bad News Eagles, especially with GXX, you know, giving us such a big performance. Him and Regon in that round. Huge, right?
Yeah.
Lovely opening sequence of Regon, and the closers won't bad either.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning their rounds off of getting quick picks, right? Making these main drops, making kind of crazy plays. But at the same time, Navi have been really good at finding their opening kills on CT so far. So I don't think you're going to catch them out a lot. BNE still need to show depth on a T side of a map that they've never really accomplished anything on. They would have to dig deeper than we've ever seen them. And Navi are ready to receive yet again. Simple orbed. Smoke wall. Quite a different one here. I don't know if it got mollied.
Yeah, that's
seems like
definitely mollied.
BNE either way setting up an A take, but Navi won't be surprised.
Yeah, once again, you know, like you've stopped the fake part from happening. You've denied that kind of play the Bad News Eagles were hoping for, and so it's very easy for Navi to try and get ahead of the curve on this. Now, this is where the slowdown from Bad News Eagles is nice. If anything, that smoke to keep them from pushing is kind of put Navi in a bit of a weird spot.
They need this entry onto Bit because they don't have util to win around here. They have to just fight their way out. It's what they're known for. But Bit has a beautiful angle to just fall off and survive. He's reinforced that B site. BNE can't really go back to A. They don't have the util to take it, to smoke main, to molly heaven, to get those flashes CT vent. They've just got a clear CT. They're again just roaming the map, and Electronic has a perfect angle to end it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to peek here, right? Can just sit behind the box, try to waste even more time. Does elect to go for the wide swing and falls to Scenari Perfecto in at the back of the site. Great in this position. Oh, he loves it. Gives us the double. GXX, weapon of choice in hand. Gonna have to come up big. Top performer right now for the Bad News Eagles. Been flying high all damn game.
Does M4 have ammo? Might need a quick reload.
8 bullets. 8 bullets to try and hold on to this round. He's getting aggressive. He wants to bring the fight to them, and that's a decision that he will come to regret.
They know they're feeling the burn. Navi just patient in a post plant. They messed up a 2-on-1 in that exact same identical position before, and they will not do it again. He comes to them. And Perfecto, what a lovely double after BNE trade their way through every position. 1-for-1 on the top site, forcing Bit down lower. 1-for-1 through Hell as well. We needed a multi-kill, and of course it's Perfecto at the back of the A bomb site on Nuke, where he really made a name for himself on this team. We've talked a lot about Simple and Electronic. They take all the glory. But Perfecto as an anchor player has always been a solid part of Navi's defense here. Shows it once again. 15-9, and it might be the end of the line for the Eagles.
Yeah, which, you know, gonna feel devastating, especially after riding the high of beating Faze yesterday, going from that to this. It's night and day, and it's showing that, you know, Navi, sure, they might have had a very kind of rough go at the opener to even be in this 1-2 spot, but they are looking to right those wrongs. And they're looking to go for the trophy after all.
Oh, you know, it wouldn't have been right if we didn't get Simple in secret to shut down an outside cross.
Well, let's see if he can. Posted with the orb, right place, right time for Simple, but even though he strikes first, it's only the leg. Flash to try and get him off the angle. He's got support, but now they're both in the vents. Find spaces here. They could get caught on one another. Perfecto and Simple sliding past each other. Perfecto swinging and gets that trade. It's a 3v2. Bad news, Eagles starting to run out of steam here. Scenario in the vents, and Juan Flatro out in this A site, gonna give a route for this bomb to come up, but in the hut, Sundar Young, auto shotgun. Is this how it ends for the Eagles? Clay Pigeon shooting maybe. On the back of the auto shotty, Juan Flatro, 1v3 to try keep him in it. He's got no health. Bomb's gotten away from him. He's hunting the frags and Bits ready for it. There's the closer, 2-0 for Navi.